Jason Momoa has always been a fan favorite. He is known for his rough charm, great talent, and deep respect for his roots. But behind his big screen image is a personal story about his mother, Connie Momoa, that not many people have seen. For years it looked like they would never be apart, but when Connie finally spoke out, everyone was shocked by what she said. This bond can't be broken. Jason Momoa has never been afraid to tell his mother, Connie Momoa, how much he loves and respects her. Raised by a single mother in the small town of Norwalk, Iowa, Jason learned from a woman who was always there for him and became his biggest influence. Connie was a strong, independent woman with a creative spirit. She worked hard to provide for her son and teach him good values. Jason learned to value both of his heritages from her, his native Hawaiian roots from his father's side and his upbringing in the Midwest. It was hard for Jason to not have his dad around, but Connie made sure he never felt like he was missing out on anything. She taught him to be responsible, kind, and to always put in his best effort. She was his rock and helped him through everything, even when things were hard. Connie was always there for him when he was doing odd jobs, working as a surf shop clerk, modeling, and even learning marine biology. She told him to follow his dreams. When Jason got his big break on Baywatch Hawaii out of the blue, Connie helped him deal with the stresses of Hollywood by telling him to stay true to himself. Jason's career took off when he got parts in Game of Thrones and Aquaman, but he never forgot to be thankful. In conversations he often talked about how much he loved his mother, and how she had shaped him. Whether he was writing touching comments on social media, or inviting her to events with famous people, the world saw a mother-son relationship that looked like it could never be broken. It was pure, steady, and full of love. Then something changed. Not long ago, rumors of stress started to spread. Fans were confused by Jason's mood swings, his unwillingness to answer certain questions in interviews, and his lack of comments about his mother on social media. He used to be very happy about their relationship, but now there was a strange quiet. People who knew the star well said there was a change that had strained his relationship with the woman he used to call his biggest fan. What could have gone wrong to shake a base that looked so solid? What could have caused Jason Momoa and his mother, who had been his rock for so many years, to fight? Hollywood's golden man. Jason Momoa's rise in the business was nothing short of amazing. His rise from a tanned Hawaiian kid to one of the biggest action stars of his time is like something out of a dream. Jason was born in Honolulu, Hawaii in 1979 and grew up in Norwalk, Iowa. He always stood out, not only because he was so tall, but also because he had a magnetic energy that made people want to be around him. In the late 1990s, he got his first taste of fame when he was chosen as Jason Iowan in Baywatch Hawaii. He was only 19, but he looked like the perfect beach hero. He had strong features and a lot of charm. Unlike many others who failed to break out of the pretty boy mold, Jason was driven and wanted to do well. No one could put a box around him. His career took some strange turns over the years, leading to darker, more gritty parts. His big break came when he played the cruel and mysterious Khal Drogo on HBO's Game of Thrones. He turned a brutal warlord into one of the most memorable figures in modern TV in just one season, captivated viewers with his raw intensity. It wasn't just his raw strength that made him good. It had many layers, made me feel a lot, and was very interesting. Then came Aquaman, the part that made him famous all over the world. Aquaman was once seen as a B-list DC character, but Momoa's performance made him more than just a joke, but a king. Because he was strong and had a wild surfer attitude, he gave the character new life and propelled him to the top of Hollywood. But Jason stayed one of Hollywood's most grounded actors, even though he rose to fame very quickly. He showed how he felt by openly talking about his love for his family, his Hawaiian background, and his interests outside of acting, surfing, rock climbing, and playing heavy metal guitar. In every conversation it was clear how much he loved his wife Lisa Bonet and their two kids, Lola and Nicole Wolf. He talked about Lisa like she was a queen and said that she had changed his life, and his mother, Connie Momoa, who is the center of his world. Connie had always been Jason's rock. She raised him by herself and always loved and supported him. She taught him to be strong, kind, and to have a lot of respect for his roots. During the highs and lows of his work, she was his biggest fan and cheerleader. Jason often talked about how close they were and how thankful he was that she had given up so much to make his life better. He has even called her his superhero because of all the hard work she has done and said she is truly strong. Jason called Connie an artist in every way in a 2016 video for Carhartt. He said she is a strong single mother. He praised her work as a painter and photographer, and he also called her a traveler who was always looking for something or someone to see. Jason says she gave him a lot of his imagination. He even said, "I guess you could say my mom gave me her eyes." Also, Connie was the one who taught him how to skateboard and climb rocks, two things that Jason would grow to love very much. He also said, "And I love her so much for that," drawing attention to the sense of adventure she helped him develop from a young age. Connie shaped Jason's childhood, and the man he would become through her strength, artist's eye and free-spirited way of living. Strong, interested and forever thankful for the woman who was always there for him and led him every step of the way. But even though he seemed like a stable family man, rumors of conflict started to spread. There were cryptic comments made in interviews and small changes in Jason's behavior that could be seen if you look closely. Then there was the moment that shocked everyone. It turned out that Connie, the woman who had always been there for him, had broken her silence in a way that no one saw coming. A quick shift in tone. Connie Momoa had been a quiet but staunch supporter of her son's very fast rise in Hollywood for many years. People always thought of her as Jason Momoa's anchor, because she went to his openings and walked the red carpet with him. In rare appearances, even talking about his success from time to time, Connie disappeared from public view what seemed like overnight. Fans were suddenly without the warm, comforting presence they had gotten used to. She stopped going to the openings of Jason's films with him, not just his biggest hits. She no longer cheered him on from the bench in honest moments. It was impossible to hear her. Fans laughed it off at first. She might have just wanted more space, or maybe she was taking care of something personal. The rumors started though. People who work in the industry whispered that Jason and his mother were having a fight, but no one could say for sure why. Then the letter came. A mysterious message showed up on social media for a short time before it was taken down. It is said that Connie wrote, "The truth has to come out sometimes, no matter how painful." The fans of Jason were shocked by what they heard. A simple line. Almost as soon as it appeared, the post was taken down, but not before followers took screenshots. Was this a secret message? In that case, what truth did she mean? Fans took apart every word and quotation mark to try to figure out what it all meant. Some thought it was about Jason's personal life, his troubled relationships, and the problems he was having behind the scenes. Some people thought it was a hint at something more important, something that no one in their family has said. Had there been a fight, or a secret that caused the mother and son to grow apart? Why would she choose this moment to speak when she has been there for you for decades, only to erase what she said? The effects of divorce. But when the shocking news came out that Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet had broken up, Hollywood was shocked. Fans were once mesmerized by how strong their relationship seemed to be, and couldn't understand how a love story that had been going on for over 16 years could suddenly fall apart. A lot of people said the couple was a perfect match. Their relationship was very different from most Hollywood relationships, because it was based on faith, art, and an apparent soul connection that went beyond the surface level of celebrity relationships. But there was something broken behind the dreamy hippie style they showed the world. Their joint statement, which was shared on social media, talked about how their love was changing, and how they wanted to grow, but the hard truth was still there. This was the end. While Jason kept quiet, focusing on his work, and spending time in nature to relax, Lisa's appearances after the split painted a more mysterious picture. Even though she never said anything bad about Jason directly, the carefully chosen words she used, and the hints of problems that had been building for a long time were clear. She talked about a time when she learned things about herself that she couldn't ignore. Then there were leaks, where people close to Lisa talked about the stresses of fame, changes in lifestyle, and even the anger she had been holding in for years. Some people said that Jason's quick rise in Hollywood, especially after Aquaman, had made things more difficult between them. Others thought that Lisa's strong sense of independence, and her strong link to her past life, especially her relationship with her ex-husband Lenny Kravitz, had made them less close. But it wasn't Jason's quiet dignity, or Lisa's vague thoughts, that were the most puzzling thing about the split aftermath.